Hi, welcome back to another Insider. And this week I revisit the theme of certified translation. I know I have done a video recently about this topic, but I really needed to do this one today because of something that happened to me recently. And I think it is important to create awareness within other translators about this and also possibly inform clients of what they can and cannot do. I'm talking about the limitations of certified translation and what we can do and what we cannot do within this service. So come with me, let's talk again about certified translation, but a very different topic this time. So let's talk about certified translation. And the reason I am doing this video today is because I received recently, last month, I received an email with a job offer, a project for me to do. And what the client actually wanted was to me to proofread a spreadsheet with certain words. And then after proofreading that, certifying a document that was not that spreadsheet, certify a document proving that that translation was certified by an ARTI translator. I had to decline the project, obviously. First of all, I was not very confident with the project since it was completely out of my scope. I don't really work with that industry. So even though I'm familiar with a lot of terms in that industry because it's common sense and it's common knowledge, I was not 100% familiar because I could not know exactly the terminology within that industry. But that's irrelevant for this and for the video. The reason I declined the project was also because of that. So there is limitations within certified translation. First, the principles of certified translation are that it is a service provided by a qualified professional. So in Australia, for example, it must be an ARTI certified translator. So that means the person that you choose to do that job must be certified by an ARTI. For that, we have to go through the test and get the certification from NATI. Then I already explained this many times. Every 3 years, we have to go through the recertification process where we renew our credentials. So this is what happens with all NATI certified translators. In other countries, it might be slightly different. I have already also mentioned the example of Portugal, which is the country that I work with as well. And in that case, there is, or at least there isn't yet certified translators in Portugal per se, like we have, for example, here in Australia. The regulations there are slightly different than there. What happens after the translation is made is that the signature of the translator is recognized by a notary, and that is in Portugal. In Australia, the Portuguese consulate recognizes the translator's signature, and also they require that translator to be an ARTI certified translator, since we have that facility, since we have that service in Australia. So this is how it works for the two countries that I work with. However, there is certain things that we can and we cannot do within that certification, and that is we can only certify a translation that has been done by us. So I can only certify my own work. I cannot certify someone else's work. And I had this issue come about years ago, many years ago. I was still in recent years of my career. I wouldn't say in the very beginning, but it was I was 2-3 years of Korea, and also I had I had a client that had also a document that had been translated and wanted me to review it, to proofread it, and then certify it, because the translator that had done the translation was not NATI certified. I was. And back then it was not even certification yet, it was accredited. It was still the accreditation system. And obviously at that time, I remember I contacted NATI asking about this because obviously my first gut feeling was that it was wrong. And then NATI obviously confirmed that yes, I can only certify a translation that is mine. I cannot certify someone else's job. And that's obviously common sense. But my question was in regards to the proofreading. Well, the proofreading, when you proofread a job and the regulation and the code of ethics says that that translation is never yours. If you proofread a document, and I've done so many times, what you do, you go through it, you point out possible errors, possible things that you would change in order to make that translation more fluent, more accurate, culturally acceptable, etc. And what you do, and what the proofreading job entails, is that you make your corrections, you make notes. Usually it's done on a Word file, not an Excel, but it may be done on an Excel, providing that you then put your comments somehow. You make your comments and you leave your comments, your suggestion, and the reason why you think the translator's option is less accurate or incorrect, or whatever you think. You leave your comment, and then that translation goes back to the translator, who reads your comments, sees whatever you had to say about his or her work, and then gets back to you saying either they accepted your corrections or they did not, and they justify why they did not. In any case, their translation prevails because it's their job, it's never yours. So this is the regulation, it's their job. So what this means is, if you are going to certify something that you proofread, it's illegal, because you are proofreading and you are certifying someone else's job. Whatever corrections you have to do on that particular document would have to go back to the original translator, and that's always their job. It was them, it was that other person who did that translation rather. Even, and I think it's something that is happening quite a lot, is that some companies, some clients are using AI or using Google Translate or other machine translation to do the job, so there is not even a translator involved, and then they come to you and ask you to certify. This is also a very gray area, because even though it was done by AI, you can, I believe, and my understanding of the rules is that you cannot certify something that you have not done. So in that first project years ago, the client ended up deciding, oh, well, I need this certified. So I had to get the original document. I redone the whole translation, and then, yes, I could certify it. I could not use the translated document because obviously it wasn't mine. And the one that was certified was indeed the translation that I have made. In this particular case, I had to decline the job, because obviously I am not going to certify as something that I've not done. But there is another problem with this particular project, and that's why I thought it was very important to bring this about, was that the client then sent me also a template of a declaration in which you would put the reference of the document that was translated, and it was on that declaration that the client wanted me to put my NATI stamp and certify. Well, that's also something that, got me a lot of red flags. you cannot do that. You certify your translation. Usually what I do is I have my translations, I print out, because I work with the Portuguese government, most of my certified translations go to the Portuguese consulate in Sydney. So what I do and what I've been doing is I print out my translation, I print out a copy of the original at the verse of the page, and then I stamp the translated page, and then on the verse I put a statement saying that that is a true copy of the original that was sent to me via email and from which the translation was based. And then I will stamp again. And that's where my stamp appears, is on the job. I do write a declaration. If there is more than one document, I do write a declaration that those documents, and I list all the documents that I have translated, have been translated by me with all my credentials, so the consulate can verify my signature, and they verify it on that particular document rather than having to verify all the signatures I have on each document, since I put it on the original, etc., etc. It could be expensive for the client. But I don't put my stamp on the declaration. The stamp, it's solely to be used on your translation, not in anywhere near any other documents. It would even be a safety issue, because that person could then alter that document that had been certified by you. I'm not obviously implying that that particular client would do that, but if someone is in bad faith, that person could then go ahead, because it was just a Word file, that person could go ahead, change the name of the file, put another infinity of files there, and they would assume that all those files have been certified by you, because you would have your stamp. So be aware of these sort of traps. Be aware of these sort of situations. I'm not saying that the client would be in bad faith. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I'm not going to pass any judgment on that, because I'm not sure of what happened there. But I needed to do this video, and I needed to alert you for this. Please make sure you know the limitations and the boundaries within certified translation. If you have any questions, give Nati a call. Do not risk it. If you have any questions, if you think that, well, it's a gray area here, always contact Nati first before you accept the project, before you embark on something like this, because then it may have serious repercussions for you and for your career. In this particular case, I declined the job because I deemed it really impossible for me to do. I would not certify something that I proofread. It was not my translation, so I could not proofread it, and therefore I declined it. And this is why I decided to talk about certified translation again, because this is a totally different issue. Is not exactly what I mentioned on my last video. This is something that came after that video, and I really wanted to do this and create awareness for this problem. So I hope it really enlightened you about what certified translation is and what you should and shouldn't do within this service. And that's all for today. I hope you like this video. I hope it really helps you if you are now starting your career, if you just had your NATI certification and you receive a project like this. I'm pretty sure that client contacted other translators and possibly got rejected as well. But I hope you really understand the implications of something like this. And I hope this video helped you in some way to avoid any sort of issues for you and for your career. You know, if you have any questions in regard to this, please drop me a line. I'm very, very, very happy to help you. And if you're really starting your career and if you want a little bit of guidance, I'm a mentor, not only on the Aussie mentoring program, but I've got my own mentoring program at my school, Teachable, where I have published 3 amazing courses. You can access my courses through Updated Words at Teachable. So you can definitely do that and enjoy. I've got 3 good courses, one with a more academic side of translation, the other one with the business side of translation, and the last one that helps you build your own tools. So you have the full mentoring program where you get these 3 courses and 15 mentoring sessions with me. So please go ahead, visit my school. I'll leave the link below. Visit me at my school and enjoy this amazing program. And put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.